You are listening to the Atlanta Real Estate Forum radio show, all about real estate edition, shining a light on the movers and shakers in the real estate industry, the home builders, developers, realtors, and suppliers making it all happen. And now, here are today's hosts.
Good morning and welcome back to the All About Real Estate edition. I'm your host, Carol Morgan, and I'm joined in studio by my co-host and friend, Todd Schnick. First, we would like to kick things off by thanking our show sponsor for all of 2021, our 11th year on air. So a special thanks to New American Funding. It's great to partner with them. Good morning, Todd. It is crazy. I still am having a hard time believing that it's December and that we're winding 2021 down. I don't know where this year or any of the time went.
You know, all year long, we've always kind of asked the looking ahead yonder to the 22 question, but now, goodness, I mean, it's on us. I can't believe it.
It's just like a few more sleeps and we're there.
I guess we're having fun because time is flying.
Time is flying. Well, we are fortunate to be joined in studio today by Adam Cornett. He is the Division President for Atlanta for David Weekley Homes. So welcome, Adam, and take a minute and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. I'm a member of the David Weekley Homes team here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've joined actually the Atlanta team back at the beginning of this year, but I've been with David Weekley since 2014. I was Division President in the Dallas market for a number of years, and happy to have come out here and moved my family to Atlanta to join our local team. Family-wise, I'm a proud father of 3 daughters, so definitely have a very active household. So we're originally from Texas, and so experiencing Georgia and getting the opportunity to move to another state for the first time for both my wife and I has been a great adventure for us. It's a beautiful state and a lot of new things for our girls to experience here.
Wife and 3 daughters, which means you rank 5th in the house. Right?
If you don't count the dogs, I rank 5th.
Well, the dogs are counted in my house, so my ranking's even lower. So I understood. Well, welcome. It's good to have you. Appreciate you joining us, and belated welcome to the Atlanta community. So our audience is, after these 11 years, is obviously familiar with David Weekley Homes. So for those, however, listening who are not familiar with David Weekley Homes, take a minute and remind us about kind of the overall mission and purpose of what that great company is all about.
Absolutely, yeah. So David Weekley Homes is the largest privately held home builder in the country. And we're really, really proud of being a private company. We get to be a company that makes long-term decisions and can focus on our customers and our team members first and foremost by maintaining our private nature. We operate in 19 different markets around the country. Many of which are from Texas, stretching across the coastline all the way up the East Coast through the Carolinas. We have a few divisions up in the Midwest, as well as the Phoenix area, and stretching out to Portland as well. The product-wise, we offer a variety of products across the spectrum too. We have small entry-level home products stretching all the way up to $2 million, $2 and $3 million tear-down products for building individual lots inside of cities. We do townhome products as well. One of the most unique things about David Weekley Homes that really kind of makes us different than a lot of other builders is we're not just a home building company that's only intention is to go build homes. We have a unique ownership structure that really kind of helps display kind of our purpose of taking care of our team members and also taking care of the community. David started about 12 years ago working on creating a structure that could maintain our private nature as well as our philanthropic efforts in well into the future, even post the time where he's not involved with the company anymore. And so we created a structure where a third of the company now is owned by the founding family for family legacy, obviously for the Weekleys. But we transitioned a third of the company being owned by a philanthropic entity, which is 501(c)(3) charitable company. So that a third of the company's profits and prosperity into the future always go back to the greater good.
Wow.
And then we also converted the other third to being owned by the team members. We created an employee stock ownership program so that our employees, as the company continues to prosper in the future, all of our employees get to share in that prosperity.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
I'd love to learn more about how that's all set up and how that works. But kudos to David Weekley for taking it to the next level and setting a phenomenal example for other businesses in our industry. So Thanks for that. Well, with 19 markets, I'm sure you definitely have your finger on the pulse of today's buyer. What trends are you seeing in the new home industry with buyers or with homes? What's hot out there right now?
There's always something changing in the industry. We've said for a long time that if somebody's working at home building and they're getting bored, they're simply not paying attention. Whether it's the product that's changing or the design features that are out there, even the buyer profiles. There's always something on the move. On the design end of the spectrum, obviously, there's emerging trends of all the different forms of modern farmhouse, which is really a simpler side of elevations and a simpler side of architecture that we didn't see inside of the past 20 years as much. That's really emerging. Some of the biggest trends, though, really from a macro standpoint, is as land continues to become more expensive, products continue to become more expensive, labor does as well. We're really having a challenge on the affordability end of the spectrum to be able to offer homes at price points that meet all income levels of society. So you're starting to see a lot of trends with product that really try to bridge that and try to figure out what are different ways that we can make more affordable product. And the easiest ways to do that lots of times are creating livable, smaller square footage product and creating smaller footprint land. Products or smaller lot products. You get a lot of neighborhoods that are being designed that are trying to create a sense of community in the common space so that you can have a more compact living environment, but still enjoy all of the outdoor aspects that you would expect to have inside of a normal neighborhood. So a lot of your community design is really going into bringing people outdoor into the common space that way that you can have a more affordable living area for the homes as well. And so it's really unique right now as we're seeing a lot of change inside of our environment in total, just to try to, there again, meet as many different portions of the buyer pools as you can. As an entire industry,
Yeah, so respect that focus. Carol and I have been having a lot of conversations about this idea. It's not just building an actual home. You're investing in a community too, and building this community. So grateful that David Weekley Homes is got a strong eye on that, and because the pandemic taught us one thing is that we're much more focused on those kinds of environments around us now. So great stuff. All right, well, gosh, if we had 6 hours to do this conversation, we could pretty much cover all the projects, but unfortunately, we just have a few minutes. So there's just a handful of communities that we want to really dive into and learn a bit more about. So I'd like to start with Glen Haven at Ridgewalk, which is a 55-plus community in Woodstock. So give us the lowdown about that great community.
Absolutely. Glen Haven's a neighborhood that we opened up earlier this year. It's an age-qualified neighborhood, so it's a 55-plus resident neighborhood. It's focused on our active adult population. One of the most unique things about that neighborhood is it's surrounded on two different sides by Rope Mill Park, which is a very large city-maintained park with a lot of mountain biking trails and hiking trails and river access and fishing. And when you pull into a neighborhood that is completely wrapped by the park, it's just a solid kind of tree line, and there's access to the park actually from our site. It creates kind of a beautiful setting. Wow. Right when you pull in, and it's 130 lots inside of the neighborhood, but there's still a large amenity to the neighborhood and a large gathering area. We got an amenity building itself with the pool deck and a large fire pit area. And then when you go straight across the street, we built pickleball courts and with a viewing area for a neighborhood of 130 units. And the entire amenity package is actually incredibly large. And it's great for the neighborhoods because it's right in the middle of the neighborhood. Everyone can easily walk to it. The homes themselves, we offer 7 different floor plans in the neighborhood, beginning anywhere from 1,700 square feet up to, you can option all the way up to 3,800 if you want to start adding bonus rooms onto it. They're all predominantly ranch plans, so you're looking at master on main living styles to really accommodate the preferences of the active adult population. So, and price range wise too, it starts in the low 400s, and it can range up a long ways from there because we allow a large variety of custom changes and options inside of the home. So we may start in the 418s, but they also bridge all the way up well into the 600,000s if somebody wants to create the home and make it really their own.
Wow, that's great. What a location.
Yeah, great location. Well, you've got another one with a fantastic location, one that's been one of the top selling communities for a number of years, Sterling on the Lake and Flowery Branch. Amazing community, phenomenal amenities, I understand you're down to the final homes in the retreat. Give us the details on what's left there. And I guess we better tell our listeners to hurry.
No, absolutely. Sterling on the Lake is a beautiful master plan neighborhood. And, one thing about the Atlanta market that's unique is there's not just a plethora of master plan communities, at least compared to some of the other markets of this size around the country. Getting large parcels together to where you can create, neighborhoods of this magnitude is very difficult here. And so Newland, the developer, has been a great partner out there, and they've done a wonderful job creating that environment. It's a neighborhood that wraps around lakes and a lot of just gorgeous scenery. And right when you pull into the retreat at Sterling on the Lake, you kind of get a lot of that. It's you pull in at kind of a high point, you look across the neighborhood, and the sky opens up and a lot of beautiful trees as you pull in. It's just a really breathtaking view. There's most of the lots in the neighborhood, because the neighborhood slopes off going to the bottom. A large majority of the lots actually have great skyline views going across that area and across the trees, just because their neighbors generally lower than them. It's really cool topography. It's also an age-qualified neighborhood. It's the only gated section of Sterling on the Lake, so you can kind of consider its own little private cove of Sterling on the Lake. And inside of it, there's 214 lots in it, and we're coming to the end of the first phase. We're actually going to open up the second phase going into next year. And so the second phase will give us plenty more opportunities to be a total of 214 lots. We'll have about 80-ish inside of the second phase. And both these two phases have full access to all of the amenities, the clubhouse, the tennis courts, all the lakes and trails and ponds that are in Sterling on the Lake, but they also have access to the private amenities inside of just this section. There's a $1 million clubhouse and pickleball court facility there that's stunning all on itself. And that is just for the residents of the retreat. So it's a unique part of Sterling on the Lake because it's part of the whole, but also kind of private on its own. There are two different product lines that we have in there, a 48-foot and a 58-foot product. And, between both of those, obviously we service a large square footage range. You can get as small as about 1,500 square feet, and get up to 4,300 if you want to. Close anywhere from the 300s. Our base prices are from the 300s to the 430s. But there again, with all the different options and selections that people buy, they can trend their homes well, as high as they want and design it really the way that they want them.
Yeah, it's great to have all those design options. That's so important these days. And Carol, we've been talking about Sterling on the Lake for a while now. What an amazing place! It's been fun to just watch this thing continue to unfold. Great stuff.
Ready to take the next step in becoming a homeowner? New American Funding can make it happen. New American Funding is a nationally recognized direct lender for residential home loans. Real estate agents and builders love New American Funding because of their in-house processing, 14 business day close guarantee, and the servicing of their loans. They will work tirelessly to help you achieve home ownership, backed by thousands of 5-star reviews from their customers and with convenient branch locations. More and more residents trust them to close their loans on time. Call New American Funding at 678-898-3540 to start your home buying journey today.
All right, well, let's shift product now. I want to talk about a townhome community, Ashbury in Alpharetta. It's pretty close to Canton Street, which is such a great spot in Avalon, a great area. Give us the lowdown there.
So Ashbury it's a great townhome community of ours. It's a neighborhood. We have 128 lots that are mixed between 22 and 24-foot townhomes. The neighborhood couldn't be much better located. I mean, as you mentioned a second ago, being close to Canton Street and Roswell is incredible, but it's just about as close to Avalon as well. You can get out to 400 in about 5 minutes from it, so it's an easy commute to a lot of different workplace centers. We've had just unbelievable demand in this neighborhood, and so one of the most unique things about the community itself is you go in a lot of townhome neighborhoods and you're going to get in a tighter living environment with limited yard space. But along the entire perimeter of this, our 24-foot product has private fenced backyards. And because of the way we're able to utilize the land, some of these yards get almost 30 feet deep. It's just a massive amount of fenced-in private yard space that you don't generally find in a townhome subdivision.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so it creates a really unique opportunity to have a traditional home feeling environment, especially from the outdoor perspective. And to boot it off, you also have outdoor balconies that overlook those
nice
private areas. The neighborhood itself is just really turned out great. We've got a modern eclectic feel when it comes to the architecture across the front of them, where each one of the units inside of a townhome building, it's not one monolithic plane. Each one has its own unique design on every elevation. And so when you pull in, it just gives you a real neat look across a neighborhood of differentiation. And so it's a neat opportunity. I would encourage anybody that's looking at townhomes to definitely check it out, just as an opportunity to see what you like and don't like. And there again, from the square footages, anywhere from 2,100 up to 2,700 square feet. We started in the mid 400s out there, and looking forward to really building out there for about another 2 years.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a fantastic neighborhood. I'm going to have to go visit that one next time I'm in that direction. I pretty much know exactly where it is. I love that area. Well, let's talk a little bit about your philanthropy efforts. I love the fact that, a third of your, profits go to a nonprofit. But I also love that you recently held a Thanksgiving food drive here in Atlanta. You talk about who that benefited and how did that go? And, is that something that you do annually?
Absolutely. We, our Thanksgiving drive, we had benefited a group called Must Ministries. They're a local organization and food bank. And so what we did is we collected non-perishable foods as well as frozen turkeys. And so there's a lot of non-perishable drives. But the frozen turkey drive is something that really kind of took off across our company. A couple of our divisions started it, and then a bunch of the other ones joined on. And it's kind of a internal competition to see who can give the most turkeys every year. Because it's nice when you take philanthropy and you tag it with a little bit of a team building, for lack of a better term. And so we do it across our entire nation. Each one of our divisions has their own care program, which is a program that is designed to empower our team members as well as our customers and our trade partners to give back to their local communities. And there's 3 marquee events that we do for our care program a year. The Thanksgiving Drive is one of those marquee events. And so we're able to, really get an entire almost 18-wheeler full of non-perishable and frozen turkeys by the time it's said and done in many of our markets. So it's been a very successful event. It was again this year. And so we look forward to continue to do it each year.
Well, that certainly changes lives and positively impacts lives. And team building is great. Philanthropic team building is even better. So again, to echo what Carol has said several times now, kudos to the organization for that focus. So essential these days. So congratulations on that. I also, speaking of congratulations, failed to mention at the top of the show that everything about you guys was award-winning. So you recently won a Silver Obie for the Sleeping Heavily Peace build. So that's an intriguing project. Give us the lowdown on what that's all about.
So Sleeping Heavenly Peace is a national organization that started kind of growing really out of people's garages. They'd opened up different chapters in a lot of different cities, and they started really kind of growing in a very grassroots efforts. And it's in most of the markets now, a chapter of Sleeping Heavenly Peace. And what their mission is to make it to where no child has to sleep on the floor. And so they have a template and a process for building both single beds as well as bunk beds. And they need, honestly, people to come together to help donate both materials as well as labor in order to build the beds. And so they have build days where teams will come together and make a couple hundred beds. And then you have delivery days separate from that, where you go and you get to deliver these beds and set them up in homes for kids that may have never slept in a bed before. It's a very impactful one. It's one that we actually partner with in multiple of our markets. We started a few years back. I got to participate in one of the delivery days right before I came out to Atlanta with my family, and it's a very moving opportunity, for lack of a better term. It's just a great organization that really has a streamlined process for when you show up, when you partner with them. You can get a lot done in a short time frame and see the impact that you're doing. And so it's obviously a great cause to benefit, but it's great from a team aspect because that's something that can hit home with a whole lot of people. So we were able to join together. I think we made somewhere in the range of 150 beds the day that we joined with them. And then nationally, we decided that with the success we had in a few markets, we're going to partner with them nationally next year. And one of our other marquee events that we do every year is, we call it National Build Month. And it's where we do a building-related philanthropy project in every single one of our markets. And so they're going to be our national partner for that. And we're going to build beds in every one of the cities that we're working in next year.
A lot of beds.
Fantastic.
A lot of lives you're affecting. That's great stuff.
Thanks for giving back. It's so important. Well, obviously, 2021 has been a great year for David Weekley Homes. What do you see on the horizon as you look forward to 2022?
Obviously, the home building market couldn't be hotter than it is right now. There's so many different things moving. Locally in Atlanta, we are planning on continuing to grow with the market. We're planning on our team continuing to grow a whole lot and adding a lot more members to the Weekley team. We've also got new neighborhoods that we're going into. A couple of those, one of them is going to be over on the west side of Marietta, about 3 miles west of Marietta Square. It's a multiple move-up buyer that we're looking at targeting there, right in the Harrison High School district. It's one of the only parcels of land that are really close in. It's about half a mile east of Ernest Barrett Parkway. And it's going to be initially, there's 38 lots that we're going to start at the beginning of the year, and then we're going to bring on another 84 lots in the next 2 years there. Mainly homes that are going to be two-story family buyer homes, really in the $600,000 to $800,000 range. So it's a gorgeous neighborhood, really nestled back in trees with some lakes that my understanding is there are some monster bass out there. Just for what it's what I've heard. I hadn't got to try it out yet, but give me a few more weeks and we'll fix that. So another neighborhood we're going to go into next year is a master plan community. It's been around for a little while, and it's really gotten new life in the past few years up in Canton, called Great Sky. We partnered with Land Ever up there, and we're going to start development inside of at the end of December on a new pod that we're going into with an age-qualified product. It'll be very similar to our Glen Haven neighborhood in both the product that we're building as well as it's an age-qualified neighborhood. It'll have an amenity on its own. One of the neat things about Great Sky is it's on Hickory Creek Log Reservoir. And so the neighborhood itself, most of these lots will sit anywhere from 50 to about 150 feet above the lake, looking down at it. And so it's just a gorgeous piece of land. The reservoir itself is a non-motorized boat lake. So it's always just kind of a very calm, peaceful environment looking out across it. And our amenity that's going to be nestled inside of our AQ section, we'll have walking trails that can get you down to the side of the lake so you can access it. It's a pretty neat opportunity that we're super excited about coming along too. Outside of that, as a company, we have really focused on Atlanta being one of our primary markets that we want to grow our market share in. And so inside of the next 6 months, we'll probably be announcing multiple other deals that we're going into because we're actively pursuing many different opportunities or different stages of contract and multiple opportunities right now. So between all these neighborhoods, obviously, we're going to have a massively growing team. And so we are continuing to look for different ways to partner with some of the local schools as well as just the local community to find people that want to pursue home building as a career opportunity. It's amazing. Every day we find people that never thought that home building could be a career for them because they think, oh, I haven't built anything before. That's not in my wheelhouse. But our team members on our team have come from every industry imaginable. And you can teach people how to do a lot of different things, but anybody that has integrity and a good moral standing and a hard work ethic can make a great career in the home building industry. That's really all that it takes. And so, looking forward to seeing all the new team members that are going to join our team in this next year.
Well, goodness, I can't wait to watch you guys in 2022. What an amazing year it's going to be. We look forward to watching, and obviously we'll have to have you back on the show down the road to give us an update and how it all went down. So great stuff. All right. Well, Adam, before we let you go, should anyone need to connect with you or learn more about all the amazing things happening at David Weekley Homes, where do they go?
So the best place to find us, obviously, all of our contact information is on the World Wide Web, davidweekleyhomes.com. We also have an active Facebook and LinkedIn profile, both for the city as well as the company. And anybody that's looking to possibly join home building as a career choice could always go to workforweekly.com.
All right. Adam Cornett, the Atlanta Division President with David Weekley Homes. Adam, again, great pleasure to have you. Congratulations on a great year. Good luck in 22, and thanks for joining us.
Have a great day.
You as well. All right. Well, that wraps this week's All About Real Estate edition. On behalf of our show sponsor, New American Funding, my co-host, Carol Morgan, I am Todd Schnick. That is all the time that we have for today. Thank you for tuning in and listening, and we'll look forward to seeing you again real soon. We'll see you there.
Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio is made possible by Denim Marketing, the publisher of Atlanta Real Estate Forum, Atlanta's favorite source for real estate and home building news. Denim Marketing is a comfortable fit, like your favorite pair of jeans. Denim Marketing tailors marketing strategies to meet your specific needs and niche. Try them on for size. They will work to create a perfect fit for your company's marketing program. Call them at 770-383-3360 or send an email to info@denimmarketing.com. For more information on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio or to inquire about being a guest, contact info@atlantarealestateforum.com. Check out the radio show by visiting atlantarealestateforum.com or by listening to the show on your favorite podcast app. And if you enjoyed today's broadcast, we'd sure appreciate a rating and review on iTunes. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next time on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio.